Fully transparent. Oh, hey! Oh, welcome to Dumb Investing.
That guy over there. On your toes.
I know, I love it. That guy over there, that's Harry Ticker.
That guy's Lloyd Picker.
And it's about to get dumb up in here. So we are Dumb Investing for the 15 of you subscribers. Thank you so much for joining us, man. We appreciate every single one of you. And for all you new people, holy cow, have you stumbled upon the dumbest investing show in all of YouTube's. We're a bunch of 9-to-5 guys who used to show up here and we'd say, hey, let's go roll some random dice. Let's go pick some random stocks and we'll do some homework and we're going to go buy a stock tomorrow. And we did that like every single day, right? Buy a stock, buy a stock, buy a stock, buy a stock. And we had stocks galore and they're all in our portfolio. We're all going to take a look at them and they're all freaking red. We ain't got no money right now because the plan didn't really work. So what we've done is we've kind of expanded our daily show to include a lot of the personal stuff that's going on in our lives that pertain to other investing, specifically our real estate dealings. So we're going to have a hoot nanny tonight talking about a lot of fun stuff that's going on.
That is a technical term if I haven't heard one.
That's a good word though, right? That's a fun word. You ain't going to hear that anywhere else except like rednecks with paychecks, right?
Welcome everybody. There is, for the first time ever, 2 live viewers.
Oh my gosh, that is the coolest thing ever. That is awesome. Well, welcome all 2 of you. That's the coolest thing I think I've ever seen. So
yeah, and I was going to say, you know, we talk about our 15 subscribers and soon to be 15,000.
It might be. I hope as much joy as this brings to my heart that I hope we can bring some joy to somebody else and at least have them smile and maybe learn just a little bit about investing and things like that, especially because we make a lot of mistakes in our lives and we're fully transparent. We talk about it all the time and the show has its own thing going on.
We've got mistakes all the time.
Yeah. And so that's how you learn, right? You learn from your mistakes and hopefully you get better and stuff like that. So what do we want to do first? We want to jump right into the portfolio, have a talk.
You're awfully excited tonight, but we'll slow you down a little bit.
I know I have to. Review. And you know what's funny? I watch other people's videos, right? Because I try to learn what they're doing and stuff like that. There are so many people on YouTube. They talk way too fast and going like this and can't even pay attention to what's going on. And I'm just like, don't be one of those guys. And what do? I get all hyped up because I love doing this. I think it's a lot of fun. I talk way too fast. It's just insane. I need to just chill out. Should have had a beer or 2.
It certainly brings some energy to the show.
Yeah. I'm all hyped up, though. Well, it's going to be a great show because I got a lot of stuff to talk about.
So you're saying that there's stuff we got to talk about tonight?
We got all types of stuff.
Ooh.
So the first thing, let's jump into our portfolio, and I'll tell you why we didn't buy Key Corp or sell Key Corp like we had planned. We had talked about this a couple times this week, that the Key was moving up for us, and we had talked, and we said, hey, maybe 12%. When we hit 12%, that's a good place for us to sell because then we make enough money we can roll into it like another one and run the daily show.
Can't do that when you got red candlesticks.
Look at what happened. The minute we say, hey, let's sell it, the suits were like, oh my God, those dumb investing guys, we should sell too, right? And down goes that stock. So we haven't sold our Key Corp like we thought we were. So we thought we were going to get in one regular show this week where we could at least have some money to play with, but not right now.
There's always tomorrow.
But I do like the fact that there's a whole lot of green on there.
Totally. So of the stuff that we had for, not so fun red guys today, cotton was down, our cotton ETF or whatever you want to call this, and Key Corp. So the guy that we literally wanted to try and sell
was one of our top losers.
Wanted to go down. So
isn't that how that shit happens though?
Yeah, totally.
That's just how it goes down sometimes.
And it's okay. It's okay.
It is.
But
it is
what I'm going to show you, I think, is pretty cool. So it's going to be pretty interesting. Hang on to your hats, ladies and gentlemen, because I've got something to show you.
Socket Mobile. They weren't the red, so they got to be on the green side, right?
Yeah. Yeah,
are they?
I'm right. And they are.
That stock. Oh, them and BurgerFi. I cannot get over them.
Yeah. Yeah. So Socket Mobile, 3.5% or 3.6%. And Centrus Energy was up almost 4% today.
Well, that's good.
So pretty awesome.
4% one day. Holy, that's
not bad at all.
Absolutely phenomenal.
So today we gained back some of our losses from the week.
No, wait a minute.
We are now down $7 for the week.
Oh, for the week. I was going to say, I thought we had a green date. It's still red.
Remember, cumulative P&L. So every day.
I know I can't see any of it. I see the green and the red. That's all I see. So for the day, that means we made $33 for the day.
Yeah, something like that, right?
That's
I don't remember
wicked,
that
awesome, cool.
But the cool thing that I wanted to show you is what we
Oh.
kind of talked about yesterday,
Okay.
or maybe it was the day before. Our unrealized P&L over here,
Yeah.
percentage when we sort them. Well, actually, it's not quite as cool as I thought. I was looking at this one at first. I was thinking that this was our percentage, 11.53, 11%, but and 10%. Yeah, not so cool. So we do need KeyCorp to take a little run tomorrow, and we'll sell it.
Yeah, when KeyCorp's over 12, we're gonna sell that, and hopefully some of the other ones will get up there, and we'll start flipping some stocks and start doing the daily show stuff, and we'll probably break apart. Maybe we'll have a daily show, and then we'll come in and do a real estate show the next day or something like that. We'll have some fun, but we sure appreciate you guys hanging out with us. We really thought we were going to be able to buy stocks and flip them a little faster than we were. These are some of the things that happened. The market peaked around the time we started the show, and it's down significant. And
dumb investing.
We're going to show you guys all the things that can happen. I mean, it's one of those things, but it's not one of those things that nobody here is freaking out. It's red. It's only a loss when you sell it, so we're not stressed. It just means you have to do something different. We couldn't come in and do our daily show like we wanted to. They didn't go as planned. So you make a new plan. That's all you do. You got to just keep making a different plan if the first one doesn't work out.
Yeah.
But don't give up. You don't give up. So many people, I know there's so many people who panic and they're like, oh, this stock is down 30%. It's just going to keep going. I got to get out of it now. Well, then you lock in a 30% loss. That money's gone. You're never getting it back. And if you just say, this is a long-term strategy, that one will come back, rotate around. Right now, what's going on in the market is perfect because the suits don't have a freaking clue right now. They are bouncing around to every different sector every day. They have no idea what is going on. Is it a recovery stock? Is it a value stock? Are we going to go over here? Are we going to industrials? No, let's go to retail. They don't have a clue. And you can see the market's just crazy. And then it's like, hey, Jay Powell's giving us all this free money. Where should we put it? What if he takes it away? Oh, my God, we should sell everything. He's going to take away free money. Well, the fundamentals haven't changed. Nike's still out there selling shoes, whether Jay Powell's giving you free money or not. I mean, you got to change. You just got to be aware and keep up with what's going on. So the portfolio is red. We're going to deal with it. It's not going to be red forever. We're going to have some stocks we're going to sell. We're going to go back and do our random dice. It's going to be freaking awesome. We're going to have a whole lot of fun. And right now, you do other stuff. Old Ticker over there, he's painting and spackling and doing his basement. So I got a cesspool sitting in the backyard for 6 months.
Man, I sure hope this isn't the first episode people watch.
I know they're going to think we have lost. Who are these guys? What drugs are they on? Because they're crazy. So, funny story real fast. I used to work in the corporate world, right? Big time, like Fortune 500.
Yes.
I have a lot of energy. It's just how I am, right? That's how I'm a leader and I talk a lot. I got drug tested. For the first 6 months I was there, I got drug tested 5 times. And finally, I went to my boss. I'm like, this can't be random. I mean, what the hell? He's like, dude, we have never seen somebody with your kind of energy. And you freak us out. You're kind of freaking us out. We thought you were on all types of stuff. And I'm like, look, that's what you got, dude. I was like that in the interview. We thought you were totally high in the interview. I was like, no way. So, yeah. So that's
good, though, because
that's what you get.
A lot of people thrive off that, right? So, you as a leader or whomever, they're going to be engaged. If you're engaged, they're going to engage.
I hope so. But it drives some people nuts. There are people that are those, hey, just put me in my box because I'm safe in my box. And I'm like, whatever you do, if you put me in a box, I'm going to go freaking crazy.
Right.
So
you're going to bust that box wide open. You betcha.
Yeah. And then they try to build a stronger one, right? And you're like, okay, I'm not made for corporate America, apparently. Okay. So let's do, so the portfolio, as soon as 12%, boom, we're going to sell some stuff. We'll have a daily show. It's awesome. Thank you all for paying attention to us. We love it. If you have comments about what we should do down there, especially some real smart guy, if you got like a couple of MBAs or whatever the hell, tell us what you would do. We'd love to hear your comments. All right.
You don't have to have an MBA. Just tell us what you want to see.
I like picking on the suits, dude.
I mean, we could probably even get Lloyd to dance if you guys ask enough.
We're not going to do that. I might. We'll see. Okay, so portfolio's done. You guys know the plan there. So real estate update from Lloyd. You want me to go first?
Sure, man. You're on it.
I'm on it. Okay, so tonight went and looked at 2 houses for my potential rentals.
Nice.
We looked at, do you remember what they were? Obsidian?
Yeah, Obsidian is the only one I remember.
Elderberry or something like that. So Obsidian was the first one we went to look at. The house was 4 years old, in fair shape. It was pretty good. Had nice neutral colors. It had a dog that had torn the crap out of all of the woodwork along.
Perfect.
Yeah. So
that's
there was a little bit of touch up that I had to do there.
Yeah, that's the stuff that gets you steep discounts and doesn't cost you, like, it's not a whole lot of work.
Well, in this market, we'll go into that here in a second. Hopefully I can get done in 20 minutes because I got a lot to talk about. But the builder of this house is a value builder, and the house doesn't have gutters.
What?
And yeah. So in the last 4 years, the rain has come off of the roof and it has pulled all the dirt away from the foundation. So we have slabs down here.
Yeah.
And so you can see the side of the slab, and then the ground went underneath the slab. And so my realtor, she is like, hey, here's the problem with that is you get a lot of moisture. Right. And that's how mold it comes up. I don't know. She said, if you buy this one, you got to bring in dirt and rock around this thing. You're going to have to take care of that.
You have to regrade it and everything, right? Probably.
Well, she said to just bring in like a foot worth of dirt. And then you just, with houses without these gutters, you pile rocks.
Can you put gutters on it?
I mean, you can, but she says you still have to protect the foundation with some rocks or something. So that's her job, right? That's what she does.
Sure. You just got to get the water away from the foundation.
Yeah,
but
exactly.
You can do that with gutters.
I mean, you can do that with gutters, but she says it's still the right way is you got to build it up so it slopes away from your foundation. You just need to do it the right way. Okay.
Sure. I'll believe her. Not my market.
Just put on the market. Here's the weird thing about this house. I go outside and I walk over to the neighbor's house, right? And I go up to look at the roof. It's only 4 years old, so the roof should be fine. Boom! It is full of solar panels.
Okay.
Now, the owner doesn't own those solar panels. I would have to assume the lease on those solar panels. So she's doing a whole bunch of work. That house was a no for me before the solar panel thing because it was, you know how you get that feeling? I drove through that neighborhood, but I didn't drive down, those specific streets. I kind of just drove through the neighborhood, and then I found a house for sale in there, and then I went back to look at it tonight. And the 3 streets that this house is on are kind of, and I don't want this to sound mean or rude or anything, but those 3 streets are full of rentals, and there were so many cars on those streets that you had to weave between the cars to get there. And then when we parked, I had to park 4 houses away to walk down to that house because there were so many cars. And I was just like, that's like each house had like 4 or 5 cars. And I won't buy a rental unless it's a place I'm going to live in. And I would have a hard time living there.
And this was an Obsidian.
This was the Obsidian one. So this was the one that when we talked earlier had nice curb appeal.
Yeah.
The inside was builder basic, but it was nice builder basic, right? Still had granite countertops and things like that. So it was nice. But the solar panel thing
that's weird.
So
somebody else owns the solar panels on your roof.
Yes. Yeah, she said that there's a leasing company that I would have to negotiate with and make payments and all this other stuff, or I could buy out the contract. And I'm just like, what in the... So yeah, I mean, that's a whole nother... I don't know anything about that at all, so I'm going to have to do some homework. So anyways, so that house, when I left it, I was kind of like, I need a rental. It would work. Would I live there? It would be tough, right? It would be really hard for me to live there. But I was like, okay, it's a 5. It's 5 dumbs. We drove. 2 hours 3 miles.
We've done more dumbs.
We've done more dumps, much more. So we drove 3 miles away to Elderberry Drive, right? Driving this neighborhood, there's not a car in the street. It was day and night difference. And I don't know if the streets were wider, but it felt so different, right? Drove right up to the house. There was not a car in the street anywhere. There were a couple in the driveways, right? And that house had all the upgrades. So it had, where the other one had builder basic, like fiberglass showers, in the guest rooms and stuff like that. This one had tiles, and it had tiles with the nice little fancy glass stuff, in between them. So the upgrades were nice. It had the real nice, I think they're called Corians, where it's almost like granite, and then it's got the built-in sink. It was really cool. It showed great. Now, the weird thing about that house is it had all the upgrades. She knew the builder, and she was like, oh yeah, this is his whatever prestige line with all the updates. And she was pointing out, see how it doesn't have can lights here? It's got pendant lights. That was an upgrade. See this microwave? It's a Frigidaire. It's an upgrade. She knew all about it, right?
Okay.
She had done her homework, and she knows this area. That's why, good person on your team.
Right.
So the weird thing about that house is the wall, it's 3 years old, and the walls are thrashed. It's going to have to be completely repainted. And they've got teenagers, I would assume, based off of the decor in the bedrooms. But it seems like they would roughhouse outside and come in with there's grass stains on the walls. I was dumbfounded that it is a really nice looking house, but then it's thrashed, But it a lot of tile inside. There's only a few places of carpet. The carpet was in really good shape where there was carpet, which was really weird, right?
Weird. Yeah.
So, anyways, appliances were great. It had it wasn't Wolf and stuff like that. It wasn't Wolf and Bosch, But it was the nicer midline stuff. It was all Frigidaire's Elite series and stuff like that. It was all really nice stuff. All
so
stainless.
This one had a smaller yard than Obsidian too, didn't it?
It did have a slightly smaller yard. Yeah, it's a cocktail yard. But for a renter, it's low maintenance.
Absolutely, yeah.
It's enough yard that, if you had a kid and you wanted to play ball out there, you could. But there was a park 2 streets away.
Cool.
Yeah. Brand new high school was a block away. Elementary school was 4 years old. It was about 3 blocks away. It was all a really nice planned community and stuff. So she, the realtor, by the time I got home, she had run comps in that neighborhood, houses the same age and same size. And she said, what I'm doing, Todd, is I'm basing things off of list price above or below where it sold. I'm trying to think if she did that right. List price above. Yeah. So she had 6 comps. And of her 6 comps, 3 had gone above list price, and the average was $3,500.
Okay.
2 had gone below list price, and they were below by $4,000. So it was really weird, right? She's like, I would say this house is priced perfect. So I was like, okay, let's do it. She's like, so we're going to go in above a little bit if you really want it. I'm like, oh, you're killing me, Smalls, right? But so she's working on that. She thinks that we have the advantage because we are showing up with our funding is already done. We have 0 contingencies, all that kind of stuff. It's the next best thing to cash. So if there's somebody with cash, they're going to pick them first, and then they pick somebody like us. So We'll see what happens. She's writing up the offer, and she's awesome, right? So she, through our prior dealings, fell in love with my loan officer, right? So
literally?
No, she's married. No, but she has.
We're just guys on YouTube. You got to spell this stuff out for us.
So no, she really likes the way my guy operates, and you have talked about how important it is to have a good team. He is like the key to my team, right? He is awesome. Well, she has used him for 15 clients in the last year since she met him, through me. And so she's like, I'm going to have him call because he can sell more than anything. And I was like, okay, so she's going to arrange all that. We're going to do. It's awesome. DocuSign. She's totally into the DocuSign stuff. So we'll have DocuSign stuff when I show up tomorrow morning. So
cool.
Yeah, we're going to put an offer in. The guy is keeping offers open, he says, until noon Saturday. And so we'll see what happens. He is, she called him a dirty word because he told her, I'm not telling anybody what the prices are. You come at me with your best offer. And if it's the best Saturday at noon, then you get a house.
Sure.
And she is used to realtors kind of saying, hey, how bad do you want it? I'll let you know what the high one is. I'll let you know where you're sitting. And she's used to that. This guy's just
being able to get a little bit of a feel for, am I a little low? Am I a little high? Where do we need to be? Yeah.
And this guy's not, he's like, I've sold 100 houses this year, and this is how I do it. I don't play games. I sell houses. Okay, tough guy.
Yeah, great. Good for you in a market that, my kid could sell a house right now.
I know. I mean, yeah, it's insane.
You just got to open the friggin' door right now.
So that Obsidian, right? We had to call. You had to schedule your times. Tell me how this works. Our time, we were scheduled at 5:30. I show up at 5:25. I park 4 houses away. I get out and I walk down the house. I'm just kind of standing there. 2 other people show up with their realtors at 5:30. So there was 3 of us in that house at the same time. I'm like, why did we even schedule a time? This is the most ridiculous thing I've ever seen. So everybody's bumping into each other. Oh, I like the way the kitchen looks. Oh, yeah, just in the garage. It's just like, oh my gosh.
Totally feeding off each other. You guys are going to end up overbidding 40,000, 80,000, 150,000.
And
That's the cheapest apple I've ever seen.
My realtor just keeps looking at me like, don't say a word, don't say anything. Right. She'd kind of like, did you see that? She's kind of like, look at the baseboards, stuff like that.
Right. Trying to keep it a little bit under wraps for sure. Absolutely. Yeah. Well, that's cool. That's super exciting.
So yeah. So if Elderberry or whatever the hell street that was, if that one comes through, the people who are there want a lease back until their house is completed. And so I said, yeah, that's no problem, so we'll do that. So we would have instant tenants for a while. Yeah. Once they move out, we're going to strip the place, repaint the walls. And then she said she wants to stage it and do a real nice. She says, you can keep those pictures forever, but we'll stage it really nice with high-end stuff and you can get top dollar. It'll be great. So she said, it'll look brand new. Okay. So new subdivision going in across the street from this one. And it had their starters were $75,000 more than the asking price of this one.
Wow.
Yeah. So
cool. That's awesome.
I'm a little excited right now, and we'll see what happens.
Really? You couldn't tell.
I know. So on to the Picker pool. Talk to the pool builder today. And
dude, what's up?
Well, he has been giving me kind of, hey, 3 days of rain, won't see you for a while. He's been giving me text updates like that, which I understand. So here's what's going on. The next thing that happens, sprinkler guy is coming in tomorrow. He's assessing what he thinks he needs. He may show up on Saturday. My guy says, I don't know if he's going to work Saturday or not. I know he's missed a lot of work because of the rain. You'd think he'd want to catch up. He goes, I can't promise. If he shows up, he shows up. If he doesn't, he doesn't. He goes, but the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to get the sprinkler system done. I said, okay, cool. So we'll get the sprinkler system done. He says we have to have an auto-closing gate before we can get the permit signed off for the plastering. So it's a code thing. Yeah, so he has to, once the sprinkler guy is done with all his diggers, then they can put the fence up and put the auto-closing gate. Then we can call for inspections in order to plaster and cover up what's there.
Okay.
Yeah, so that's where we're at. We're not going to be swimming by Memorial Day, which is what we had kind of hoped for. He had promised me we'd be swimming. He said by June, and I don't know if maybe he has taken the liberty of by June 30th.
That's kind of what I alluded to a little bit.
I know you did. So we'll see what happens. He has had some rain to deal with, but it is what it is. And I promised y'all a picture. We will get that picture tomorrow. I think when the storms are over. I think they're supposed to be over tomorrow. So we'll see what happens. But there's a lot of water in there right now, and it is turning green, and it is not a fun sight at all. And I don't know. I don't think the pool has anything to do with this, but we have a bullfrog that is somewhere around our master bedroom, and he tends to get really frisky at about 11 o'clock at night, looking for that woo-hoo-hoo bullfrog action, and he goes at it nonstop until the break of dawn.
Isn't that like in The Little Mermaid or something? The bullfrogs, they make lots of noise at night, and they sing songs at night with Ariel.
Well, I don't. He ain't singing songs, but you can't. I mean, we like to sleep with the windows open, and it's just and it's like every 30 seconds, it's the same, just repeating every 30 seconds, like. Oh, it's like having the worst grandfather clock in the world, right? It's just, yeah. So the Miss Picker and myself haven't had much sleep lately.
Oh boy! I mean, you could close the windows and turn on the air conditioning. I mean, that's an option.
We actually tried, and you could. It was still there. It diminished. It went from like 90 decibels to 85. So there was a reduction, but it didn't help at all. So we were like, forget it, open the windows back up. And I even went out there with a flashlight trying to find him, trying to like scare him away. I don't know where that guy is. I mean, he's got to be close, but the minute I get out there with the light, dead silence, right? Just crickets.
Weird.
And I'm like, where is this guy, right? What eats bullfrogs? I'm like, I've seen coyotes and stuff. Come and get some dinner. So 27 minutes worth of Picker updates. How are you doing, Ticker? You got anything you want to talk about?
Actually, we're burning the midnight oil tonight over here at on Dumb Investing. So we've got a little bit of extra time, as a matter of fact. At least I do.
Okay.
So what has happened in the last 24 hours? My goodness. So we went through, and we'll talk about the basement development, I guess, because that's really the only thing that's really happened a little bit. And then we'll maybe talk a little bit about Tesla stocks and whatnot, and some do's and don'ts, because we talked a little bit about that today, and you thought we should talk about it on the show. So we'll bring it up. But
man, I don't remember what we talked about, man.
You're too busy buying houses and stuff.
Do's and don'ts. We talked about do's and don'ts today.
You'll remember when I get into it.
Okay, so hit your real estate, then we'll talk some Tesla.
All right. So we were talking that the painters were going to come yesterday.
You had thought they were.
Yeah, that was the plan.
We record our show at like 6 o'clock Moose time, right?
5 o'clock, yeah. 4:30,
okay.
5 o'clock, yeah.
So that's go home time. So go home time, no painters, I would assume, right?
Yeah, so
painting
it was like after the show, and I texted the people that are kind of helping us, the drywall company that kind of lined up the painters. And I'm like, yeah, just so you know, nobody showed up. And they're like, what? So they get on the phone, they call the guy, and they're like, oh yeah, we had a mix up. The guys the crew that was supposed to be coming over, they were scheduled for their COVID shots. So they get their 3 hours or whatever to go get the COVID shot. And then they didn't want to work for the rest of the day. So they didn't end up coming. So the owner of the painter company guy, dude, he comes over. Well, he ends up showing up with a big can of paint. So he pulls up at the car and he pulls a big can of paint, hauling that thing like a big 5-gallon jug over his shoulder. Walks into the house.
This is happening at night.
Oh, yeah, this is like 5:30, 6 o'clock.
Okay.
Okay, so after the show, he comes in, and so we leave the kind of the side door open for the people to come and go. So they come in, and he cruises down to the basement, and I hear him come in. So I go down there and talk to him and say, "Hey, what's going on?" He's like, "Yeah, I know." He gives me the story of the people not, they're going to get their shots, so they can't come do it today, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. So they're coming tomorrow? He's like, no. What do you mean, no?
Why not? Why would we come tomorrow?
He's like, well, I got another crew. They're coming tonight. Like, what do you mean tonight? Yeah, it's like, I'm like, he's just like, what?
Wait a minute. What time do the kids go to bed?
Like 7:30.
Okay. All right. So the painters are coming at bedtime.
Painters are coming at bedtime. Yeah, perfect.
Okay.
Well, at least that's what I thought, they were coming at bedtime. I'm like, okay, well, whatever. We can figure it out. Kids are upstairs. Painters be in the basement. Nobody's going to know. Nobody's the wiser. It'll be fine. So a couple hours go by. I'm doing some things. It was like 8:30. And I'm kind of like, I guess nobody's coming. So I'm getting ready to go lock everything up, put everything away for the night. And all of a sudden, somebody comes walking through the door. This is 9:00. I'm like, so I go back there. Hello? Yeah, we're here to paint your basement. You're what? Tonight? Are you sure? Like, what are you talking about? It's 9:00 at night. So they're like, yeah, we're weird. This is what we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty weird. 9:00 at night. They're like, yeah, don't worry about it. You can go to bed if you want. No big deal. We'll lock up.
Yeah, sure. I'll go to bed with some crazy weird painter downstairs. All right, why not? Okay.
Yeah, no problem.
Crazy.
Yeah. I'm like, you sure you're gonna paint? Yeah. We're good. Oh, okay. So they go downstairs and they start going to town 9:00 at night. And so I go check on them about an hour later, 10:00. Hey, how's it going? Oh yeah, good. We're just about done. Maybe another hour, 45 minutes at the most. Okay. Sure, no problem. So
as long as we're done by midnight and that thing doesn't turn into a pumpkin.
Right? So I'm just like sitting here thinking, what is going on? This is the weirdest thing ever. Who comes to the basement at 11:00 at night?
That is the craziest thing.
So they ended up leaving, I think it was like 11 or 11:30, maybe 11:15. Like they just leave, right? They don't come out. They don't say bye. They don't say anything. They're just gone, ghost. See ya. And I'm just kind of sitting there. I don't hear anything for a few minutes. And so then I go downstairs, check it out. Yeah, they're gone. So I mean, the long and the short of the story is that the basement got primed yesterday, just like everybody promised. And yeah, nobody's the wiser. We're good.
Well, good on you.
Weird.
All right.
It's totally weird. And then the drywaller guys came back today to fix up any imperfections that they could see from the primer. That's what happened today.
Awesome.
So pretty wild.
So, lights by the weekend?
Lights by the weekend? I've been working on some lights.
I thought you were all excited to put the lights back in.
I am, but I've been pretty busy. I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 lights in, I think. Nope, 8, 9. I've got 9 lights in of 24, I think.
Now, can I ask why we're putting lights in before it's painted?
Yeah, my wife asked me the same question. She thought I was stupid. I'm like, they're not going to paint the ceiling.
Why
so it'll
not?
be fine. What?
Why aren't they going to paint the ceiling?
Why would they paint? The ceiling's done.
It's already painted?
Well, they do the texturing. It's white.
You still have to paint over the top of the texturing, don't you?
No way.
Oh, now see down here, Sal, we paint our texture, so we're highfalutin.
That's to seal it. No, I don't think so. I don't know. Well, if they do, then
bet they do.
I guess we'll find out when he comes says, "Hey, you got lights in the ceiling. I need to paint the ceiling."
Yeah.
And I guess I'll go rip them out real fast.
I'm going to charge you an extra $800 to tape around all that stupid stuff, right?
No. I'll just go rip them out super fast.
I'm pretty sure they paint over the top of that.
I don't think so.
I'd be willing to bet a lunch on it.
I think
at BurgerFi.
I don't think so. I don't think they're going to paint it.
Okay.
But it'll be another story to tell if
It'll be
it
awesome.
happens. Yeah.
So we've only been going for 35 minutes. We could do this all night long. You want to talk about some Tesla? I mean, I don't care how long we do this.
So we were talking a little bit today about some lessons that we've learned over the years.
Okay.
And one to bring it back to our stock, because this is kind of what we really like to talk about is the finances and stocks. So we were talking today about how I thought Tesla was going to drop.
Yeah.
Right?
This is a very good lesson. For all of you that stuck around this long, this is awesome. This is what this channel's all about.
And it wasn't just Tesla, it was everything. I was positive the stock market, and I think this was in December, maybe January. So, I mean, I was right. I was right about the stock market. I just moved too fast. I should have just stuck with my guts. However, I sold.
Okay, so let's lead up to this. You had owned Tesla for how long?
Oh, probably a year.
All right, so money has been tied up for a year.
Originally, like $300.
All right,
and shares were up at the time of like $850.
All right,
so we're doing good. We're loving life. And
loving life.
Yeah, and this was the same thing. I owned, I don't know what else at the time. Whatever. Lots of tech stocks, and everything at the end of 2020 was up. The market was way up.
Yeah, life was great.
So in January, I think it was January. I don't know exactly the dates, but I somehow got this feeling. I'm like, stock market's crashing. It's going to zero. So I go, and there was a couple days where it's like down, down, down. I'm like, this is it. Like it's gonna be down, and it's going straight down from here. So sell it all. So I sold it all. I went like all cash, sold off everything.
All right.
So then a week later, I got a little bit of.
Can we back up for a second? Did you lock in losses, or were they profitable?
No, they were profits.
Okay, so you locked in profits.
Everything was profit, yeah.
Which is that's an acceptable move.
Yeah.
Okay, so we locked in some profits.
So
money in the
that
bank.
was good. Everybody's feeling good. Well, of course, when I sold the next day, everything goes whoop up.
That's kind of how we see the world. Yeah.
Up. So then I'm like, frick, I got it wrong. It's not going to go down. So I sold down here, and then I was super confident that it was just going to keep going down. Well, it didn't. It kept going up, 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 up. So what did I do? Bought.
And why did you do that? What does the market call that?
What does the market call when I'm buying it at the top?
When you make an emotional decision like that, what's that called? FOMO.
Oh, I was going to say FOMO, but yeah.
Yeah, fear of missing out.
Yeah.
So you're like, everybody else is going to the party. Oh, I want to go to the party too.
I want to be in the party. I want to join the party.
Yeah. So what ended up
it just kept
happening, let's just to make the conversation easy, you sold 100 shares at 500, and you bought those 100 shares back at 6.
Oh, like 880.
So the lesson, I mean, it ended up, your FOMO in the whole deal cost you $220 a share.
Yeah.
Yep.
And now Tesla's back down to what, 580, 570?
I don't know. Didn't look.
I don't believe that for a second.
Well, so here's when I look, about 60% of my portfolio is in Robinhood. So I have the Robinhood app running on my phone. And I put on the top of it is the bar chart that shows the daily account change. So if it's green, it's showing you how much you've increased for the day. If it's red, how much you've gone down for the day. And so I look at that and I just say, like today was one of those party days. Today, my Robinhood portfolio was up 3.5%. I didn't look at the exact stocks, what they were doing, because there's about 15 of them in that portfolio. All I know is for the day, it was up 15. Or I mean, 3.5? Whatever it was.
3.5%.
Yeah. So that's all. I didn't look at the individual stocks like I used to. I used to day trade a lot where you'd pay really close attention and, oh yeah, today this one's up, 0.5%, sell it. Oh, it's down 0.5% tomorrow, buy it tomorrow, then it goes up. So I used to do that a lot, very active trading, and I've kind of backed up. Oh, Jay is back. Woohoo! Dude, it is late over there, man.
Isn't it like 3 o'clock in the morning or something in the UK?
Yeah, we're just like, okay, buy high, sell low. That loses money.
Definitely loses money. That's why we created this channel. Learn from our mistakes.
That is the definition of dumb investing right there.
So with the power of Webull, and if you yourself want to become an investor with Webull, click our link below, except for Jay and whoever else is joining us from possibly Canada. If you're in the US joining us, click the Webull link, follow the link, sign up, deposit $100, get yourself 2 free stocks. And you too can take a look at the candlesticks.
Oh, yeah.
So Tesla today, 586.
Anti-capitalism.
Anti-capitalism,
yeah. Oh, I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yeah, we're business people and capitalists at heart for sure, and entrepreneurial. Yeah. But I gotta tell you, and the lesson is, don't be so freaking emotional. Don't do it.
You can't. I mean, you hear us talk from time to time about high conviction. And it is good to have high conviction. If you love a company and you want to invest in that company because you love them, that's fine. But is it the smartest thing you can do with your money? I mean, you have to make those decisions.
For sure. Absolutely. But, make sure that the decisions that you make aren't based on emotion or fear. Do your homework. Figure out, is the company truly going to zero, or is the analysis that you did in the first place the right analysis for you to maintain your position? Just because things are going down today, tomorrow, the next day, doesn't mean you need to sell. And that's a hard lesson that I learned over the past 6-8 months, because everything has been going down. And this was one of the best learning experiences, is as the market's going down and you're convinced that it's going to continue to go down, when you sell, you're locking that in. It's done. And then there's a high probability that the market's going to turn around at some point. You don't know when. We don't know when. We'll never know when. Nobody knows. But it will. And if you're not in the market, you're going to miss it.
All right. I love Jay's comment there. So that happens. I mean, sometimes, and Jay, the thing you have to do is you have to educate yourself a little bit. So you have to say, why are they glowing red today? Why are they going through the floorboards? And that's when you get on the news feeds and stuff like that. You try to figure out what's causing this. It could be caused. I mean, so towards the end of the quarters, the suits have to do a bunch of balancing. So if you're a mutual fund or these other things, you have to do balancing. And so you may have them moving out of a stock just because they're trying to balance. You guys hear Kathy Woods. She talks a lot. She talks a lot about balancing. And she talks about, like selling Tesla at a loss because she wanted to balance out. They were too heavy because Tesla had, whatever.
Even though Tesla is one of their highest conviction stocks, they think it's going to $3,000 by 2025.
So if you do your homework and you find out why are they red, you can then use your smarts, use your educated guess and say, oh, they are red because of this. And then you say, is this a long-term or is this a short-term thing? If it's a mutual fund that's just balancing themselves at the end of a quarter, that's short-term. They're going to dump it. They're going to leave. Who knows? At the beginning of that next quarter, some other guy may have to come in and snatch that thing up. So if you're in the blue chips, that happens a lot. So.
Well, another thing that happens this time of year as well is taxes, right?
Yeah.
So taxes in the U.S. were due on Monday. Everybody had to pay up on Monday. So a lot of people made a lot of money in the stock market in 2020, as we were just talking about. So when you sell and you're making money, you got to pay taxes on all of that profit. So if you take that money and you reinvest it into the stock market and you don't have the cash to pay off your taxes, what are you going to do? You got to sell to get the cash to pay the feds.
Yep.
So that is a big catalyst right now too. So that's part of the whole what is it, sell in May and go away kind of philosophy, because that's
Yep.
when taxes are due.
Yep.
But we're going to see here, I think probably maybe starting now, maybe in a few months, the market's going to start ticking back up for us. It's coming, but the first 5 months have been a bit of a bloodbath.
So do your homework, find out why. It may be that it's a long-term thing. There may have been an announcement like today in the news. There's a lot of talk about the big banks, and are they going to have, the CEO for, was it Mellon, said to his board, I'm going to be here for at least 3 years, and I'm working on my plan, how I'm going to turn these things over. That may spook some investors, right? They may be like, man, this guy for 20 years has led this company and he's done it right. I don't like the guy they chose as a successor. So you may have a bunch of people who are just pouting, and they're like, I'm done. I don't want Bob to be the next CEO in 3 years. I like Tom. Tom was great. Tom's going to go retire, right? So you could have people just pouting, or somebody saying, oh, that guy has no idea what he's doing. He likes XYZ, where the old guy liked ABC. I'm more of an XYZ guy, so I don't want to stick around with this bank. I'm going to go somewhere else. There's so many different things that can cause that. So it's not something to totally stress about. It's something to educate yourself about, and then go, what do I want to do? What do my smarts tell me on this thing? Right now in the dumb investing portfolio, we've got MGM. Rumors with MGM that Amazon's going to buy it. Okay, what if Amazon offers less than what we're into it? That could happen. So do we sell today because we're in the green? Because there's a potential that, I don't remember what we paid for it. I can
tell you.
We're like $20, something like that, right? So there's a chance that Amazon could come in and say, oh, we think, MGM's only valued at $15 a share or whatever. And, those things happen. They could come in and say, we think it's $30 a share. And that's when it shoots up to $29.95, and it sits there for 2 months. And everybody's like, why is this stock not moving? Then you read down in the feed and you're like, oh yeah, they offered this much a share and it's going to close in 2 months. And people, run it right up there, and they're like, hey, I know I'm going to get my money out of this thing. It's so crazy. So many things in the market happen. It's just a lot of fun. So that's why we do this talk. Jay, thanks for joining us. That dude is over in the UK somewhere. It's in the middle of the night for him, and he's talking with us. We love that. And we have stolen people's 47 minutes of your time. We're sorry it was so long today. We did have a lot of stuff to talk about. Big green day today for personal stuff. The dumb investing we had a lot of green. We made back half our money we lost this week. Oh, that is such a shitty statement to say.
Hey, it's okay. We'll get there. It'll be fine. It will be fine. But yes, when you're investing, try to remove the emotion of it. If you feel like you're too emotional to do it, give your money to an investment broker. Like give them to a group or your bank. Your bank will have mutual funds that they invest in, and then they manage for you. You can give them the money. And it's it's in their best interest. It's in the best interest of them to make money for you, because they're also using your money to grow their money. And I would say that mutual funds, if you have those in the UK, I'm sure you probably do, or some type, through your banks, are probably the best way to start out. And it's nice and it's safer. It's not perfectly safe by any means, as nothing ever is. But if you want to have a little bit of fun too, and dabble in stock markets and picking stocks, go for it. $100 here, $100 there, whatever you got, put a little bit in. Just try to remove the emotion out of it. Learn from my mistakes.
All right. So breaking news. I told you my realtor wants to come on the show because she wants to understand investing. She doesn't know anything. The questions were like, what is Bitcoin and why are people talking about it? I've never seen one. It's like, okay, we can fill you in on that kind of stuff. So we may have a special guest in the next week or two.
Oh, that'd be totally fun.
Where we sit down and she's like, can I get a quick, like a 101 on what is investing? And I said, sure, go back and watch this dumb investing channel for a while. We'll watch it and then see if you got questions. And she was just like, yeah, I'm not going to watch all of you guys. She says she's watched 2 of them. She says she likes them. She's like, I don't have time to go back and watch all that stuff. She's a realtor, so she works, from 7 in the morning till 9, 10 o'clock at night. She just doesn't have a lot of time. She's a lot of wheel time. Where we live, how many people are around me? 8 million people. Metroplex is 100 miles across, so yeah, she's busy. Doesn't have a lot of time to, free time for herself, which is
for sure
why she wants some help from us.
Yeah, that'll be great. It'll be a lot of fun to talk, and I mean, hopefully we steer her in the right direction. But I mean, for her, she should definitely be dabbling in real estate, right? Like, she's an expert in real estate. She should be,
she does that, but she's one of those people. I shouldn't have all of my eggs in one basket.
Absolutely, yes.
Yeah. So she says, hey, I do all this. And it does provide me with an income that I also want to do some investing. She goes, because I want to have something else to diversify.
That's smart.
So
it's good.
It is very smart.
Yeah. So, but as we talk about often, you want to invest in things that you know about, or what you believe in terms of products or services that you use. If you like your regular gas station and they got a stock and you believe in the way that they treat you at the pump, well, go for it. Right?
Yep. But when you do it, don't trade like that guy.
Yeah, don't trade like that guy either. Have a great night, everybody.
Guys, thanks for joining us. We appreciate you. We going to be on tomorrow night? Friday night, dude. I don't know.
I mean, I've got nothing else to do.
Oh my gosh. Well, I know I'm playing Grandpa tomorrow, so I can't promise if we'll have time. We'd love to be here. If not, we'll catch you guys Monday night like we normally do, and we'll catch up. We'll talk about whatever happens tomorrow and whatever happens Monday. So we may have 2 days worth of market to talk about.
This weekend, it's my mission to get our Instagram set up properly. So
good on you, because I don't even know how to spell the Instagram. I don't do that stuff. I don't do any of it.
You can follow us on Twitter if you got Twitter at Dumb Investing.
If we ever trade again, right? We had been putting our trades up on there.
Yeah, but I post the show. We
you're awesome.
The show. Yeah. So if you follow us there and you miss a show, we'll post the show. You click the link. You can click the link and watch the latest show.
Harry, you're awesome. All right, guys. Have a good night. Thanks for joining us.
Click the link, subscribe, hit the bells, tell your family, tell your friends, tell your moms, all those kinds of fun things.
Awesome. Good night.